it's Victoria Leone. Welcome to today's video. This is a little different, not doing like makeup, baby hair, anything like that. Instead, I want to answer some questions that you guys asked. I asked you on Instagram and on my Facebook stories too, since they're connected. Any questions or assumptions that you have about my life, business, YouTube, baby, like anything under the sun. So you guys actually asked a lot of questions, so I'm gonna pick some and answer them. I was thinking of just posting these questions just on my Instagram stories, like answering them right away, but I know a lot of you guys on YouTube don't know a whole lot about me, so I wanted to do this video here so you guys can learn a little bit more about me, and maybe some of these answers will be for questions that you actually had here as well. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So first question, do you feel like you have your pre-baby body back? Looks like you do. First of all, thank you so much for saying that. I am so flattered. I have been working really hard, not the last week or week and a half actually. I definitely fluctuate and go in phases where I go super hardcore with working out and like eating well and stuff like that, and then I kind of fall back off the wagon for a couple weeks. A couple months ago I decided I was going to try to be more consistent with exercise and try to eat better, but I would say that I'm probably the healthiest I have ever been in my entire life. I've been going about working out and eating healthier in a totally different way. In the past, especially for my wedding, I went so hardcore with working out and eating healthy, and I just was like not a very nice person because I was limiting myself with food so much, stressing myself to the max, so I was really irritable, and I didn't want to do anything like that again because diets are just really stressful and can sometimes be unhealthy if you don't have the right state of mind about it. So this time I decided I would just like eat what I want, but have a mindset of being healthier. I usually always have oatmeal with blueberries and strawberries for breakfast. For lunch, I can always make a quesadilla, and it has a lot of veggies in it. It'll have like mushrooms, onions, and peppers, and healthy things. I had M&M's the other night, gin and tonic, like cookies, stuff like that. So I'm not limiting myself, but I definitely majority of the time try to stay healthier. And I've been trying to drink water out the wazoo. I want to say that the weight that I reached that was the highest when I was pregnant, I think it was 165, but I just weighed myself the other day and I'm at 133, which is honestly only 3 pounds away to what my wedding goal weight was. So I feel pretty confident in my body right now. Some days I definitely feel pudgy, especially when I'm about to start my period, but for the most part I feel pretty confident right now. As far as exercise goes, I haven't been doing anything super crazy. I've just been going on a walk every day. I usually run part of the walk as well, like I'll do like intermittent running or whatever. But for the most part, I take it pretty easy. And the walks are a lot for the baby as well because I know he needs to get outside too. So that's pretty much all I've been doing is just try to stay active and get out and go for a walk at least 4 to 5 times a week. Okay, that was a long spiel. But next question. I actually had a lot of questions about the Dyson. For my birthday, I got the Dyson Airwrap, which was so exciting and such a splurge. I've never splurged so much on something ever. Maybe my camera. That was a pretty big splurge. Yeah, it's an expensive device. So it comes with the like 5 adapters. So you have the hair dryer, you have 2 different sized curling barrels, one for each side of your head. It comes with 2 in the same size for different sides of your head, so you can get the air that blows this way and the one that blows that way. Anyways, then it also comes with 2 hairbrushes, one for fine hair, one for coarse hair. I kind of count that as like one device. I don't ever use the coarse hair one because I don't have coarse hair, you know? And then it comes with the round roller brush too, which I really love. I love it, honestly. I use it at least once or twice a week, usually on hair washing days. It gives such good volume. I don't know if I love it so much just because it was such a big splurge, so I'm like telling myself I have to love it, but I really do enjoy it, and I feel like my hair has gotten a lot healthier since I've been using that. For the most part, that's pretty much the only device that I use is just the Dyson because it's like everything in one. And granted, there's a lot of other things I've changed with my hair routine to help it get a lot healthier, but I think not using the heat tools frequently has been a huge help as far as like overall health of my hair. Another question, any plans for traveling soon? I honestly would love to just get on a plane and go somewhere. I just am too nervous to travel with a baby still. I'm warming up to it, but with everything going on and having to wear masks on the plane and stuff like that, it just doesn't doesn't sound as inviting. I don't really want to pay tons of money to go somewhere to travel and then have to wear a mask the whole time. It just doesn't sound very fun to me, so I don't really want to spend the money to do that right now. Someone in the family suggested we do like a big family get-together thing in Hawaii, and I was like, hey, that sounds amazing. I've never been to Hawaii. I've always wanted to go. Also would really love to go to London someday. My husband Tony really wants to go to Australia, and we both dream of going to Italy someday as well. It would be just so incredible, especially since my husband is Italian. It would be really incredible to go and check out the culture there. So traveling, I think it's in the cards, but definitely not top priority, unfortunately. How does Tony like his new job? He really loves it, although he is really nervous about it. Just like with any new job, there's just so much to learn, and it does take quite a few months to get comfortable in it. Currently, we're taking a pause on the business because he got an opportunity to work on the fires, and since he's the main breadwinner, we decided that it would probably be best for him to go work for a little bit, and he's honestly loving it. He's getting to operate some heavy equipment, which is what he did in his previous job, and he loves doing that. It's just like the guy's toys. He just loves to go out with the heavy machinery and just like knock down some trees and whatever he does. And he's working with his best friend and making really good connections. Even though it's been really long days, so it's been pretty tough, it is also really good money. So it's been a really good opportunity for our family, and I think it's nice and refreshing for Tony. But definitely excited to keep the ball rolling on the business, although there's still a lot more training and stuff to do before we can really kick it off the ground. But so far, so good. Would you ever live in another state? If so, where? I've actually talked to my husband about this recently, and although I do have to say I haven't personally been to very many states, Tony really loves Idaho. We both think that Texas would be really fun to go live in. Something totally different to move a little bit more south. And honestly, I've just heard really good things about Texas in general. If we were though to limit it to like top 3 choices, probably Texas, just because we both have heard really good things about it. I would do a lot more research, but Idaho probably would be another choice just because he's always talked really highly of Idaho. And then probably Canada, because we have family up in Canada. His great grandmother lives in Canada, and his mom's actually from there as well. Tony could get dual citizenship if he wanted to. That would probably be a big choice for us too, just because we have connections there. I've never even been to Canada, so I definitely would go visit first. But yeah, I think those would be our top 3 options. I know the question said like what state would you live in, but I have to throw Canada in there because we have talked about it, and that's definitely a choice that we've thought of. I'll just do 2 more because I don't want this video to be super long. Are you doing baby-led weaning? If so, how did you learn? What are your plans? Yes, we are doing baby-led weaning. I heard about it mostly from a couple friends of mine, and the concept sounds crazy, honestly. Like, yeah, they can have a slice of a steak. Like, that just sounds so wrong to everything you've been trained on. Like, no, babies need purees. Both baby-led weaning and just sticking to purees at first, they're both great options. Do whatever is the best for you. At 6 months, it was literally on Connor's 6-month date. We gave him first just slices of avocados because those are a little bit more mushy, and he just played with the food a little bit more than actually eating it. He would like taste it, but it wasn't until about a month or a month and a half into him having food that he actually started to eat it, and then his poo like really started to change. That was so gross. The diaper changes were like so gross and different. Yeah, the things to look forward to when you have kids, you know, changing of the poo. But anyways, sorry, kind of gross. We started off with avocados, and then after like a few days of being safe and just doing avocados, we decided just to kind of go full force, and so we were giving him pieces of chicken. We gave him like an entire drumstick one time, and for pureed foods, we just preload a spoon. At first, I would hold part of the spoon and help him guide it to his mouth, and then I'll take the spoon away. Now he can just pick up the spoon and go straight to his mouth. He learned that super quick, to spoon to mouth, but I do still hold on to it because he'll throw it, and that honestly drives me nuts. It is definitely a very messy process, baby-led weaning, but it is really fun, and it's so simple because you basically just give him all the same foods that you're eating. So if we have like chicken, broccoli, mashed potatoes, and garlic bread for dinner or something like that, I'll give him just small portions of everything that we have. He really enjoys it. He loves food. I told you guys I have quesadillas for lunch every day. I give him a slice of my quesadilla, and I usually make the food about like finger length long. So it's about like this long, something for him to grip onto. Especially at first, they don't have the pincher, this motion down yet. They just know how to grasp like this. so it's important to have longer pieces of food so they have something to grasp onto and still be able to bite the end of it. He does have this motion, the pincher motion or whatever, down now, so I can do smaller portions. And he just learned how to drink out of a cup, which is so fun. I was so proud of him when he finally learned how to drink out of a cup. For us, honestly, it just sounded fun and easy. We haven't had any issues. He's just loved it. He loves food. All right, last questions. Speaking of babies, besides this little questionnaire, I have to say I have gotten so many questions about this already. No, I am not pregnant, and as far as baby number 2, we're really trusting God with it. I did decide not to go on birth control after having Connor. I'm really surprised at how quickly they ask you, honestly. It was like the first checkup back. My OB asked if I wanted to go back on birth control. I decided to opt out of that and just kind of let my body do its thing for a while. And I don't think I'm gonna get back on it for quite a while. We're just gonna trust God with kids at this point. We do want about 4 kids. I think Tony says 2 or 3, and I kind of always thought 2 or 3 as well, but now I'm thinking 4. That's a pretty good even number. But who knows? I think it'd be so fun to have twins. I have always said that I think it would be a blast to have twins. And I'm sure people watching who have twins are like, lady, it is so much work. I'm sure if I'm thinking that, and a lot of people have warned me that, but I've always thought it would be really fun. But who knows? It really is just gonna be whatever the Lord decides, so I'm really just trusting Him right now. So I don't know what'll happen, when it'll happen, but Tony and I both do want our kids really close together. I don't know if I would say that I'm like for sure like ready for another one. It sounds really scary, the adjustment between 1 and 2, and I've heard mixed things. A lot of people say like going from 1 to 2 is really easy, and then a lot of people say going from 1 to 2 is really hard. I have no idea how it's gonna go for us, but Connor is such a sweet, happy baby, but he is definitely a lot of work. Having a baby is a lot of work, so it's scary to me to think about having to take care of another baby, and especially the nausea, because the nausea put me out for like a solid 2 months, I would say, because it didn't hit me till about 5 or 6 weeks, but that was tough. So thinking back at that and then having to take care of a baby on top of that, and I know God gives you strength for those moments, and so I know that I could handle it, I could get through it, I do my best. Thankfully, mother-in-law is always willing to babysit, which is so wonderful, and now with Tony being able to be home for work now, it sounds like less scary. But if I were to get pregnant right now, I would be really happy about it. I would be really nervous, but I definitely would be thanking the Lord, because I would love our family to grow. Yeah, not pregnant right now. That was like seriously one of the most asked questions on the questionnaire. Yeah, but definitely really excited for our family to grow. So that's all the questions I'm gonna answer. I do want to do this again. I think the next time I do like a ask question thing, I'll probably just answer on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you would like to join me there. That'd be really fun. I also have Liketoknow.it, where I post outfits, jewelry, everything like that. So I'd love if you wanted to follow me there too. And of course, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you join us here on YouTube as well. And thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!